that Nativz were actually struggling a little, right? They actually struggled versus Fourth Wall, who just lost, right? But they actually struggled versus Fourth Wall. And I do think Uniq are on the bit of a comeback, which is really sad because they're out. But they've had 2 roster swaps, bringing in Cast and I believe PlayStation, and they have kind of revitalized the team. I think they've been playing really, really well, especially around fights.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it looks like we are getting into that picks and bans. The Maokai has been taken away alongside that Kindred here from the side of Nativz. Still looking at things like the Rel. I feel like if Nativz want a quick game, a Rel Rumble game may be their avenue in. They are just going to ban the Melio here from the side of Uniq. Something we have seen ever since Game 2, actually Game 1, is a lot of focus on the LeBlanc ban as well. Nobody really wants to be giving that one over. We'll see if that trend continues going into this part of the game.
Cast is known as a more carry-focused jungler. When he came in, he played the Belveth, actually, when Uniq was able to pick up in their, like, 6-game loss streak, or whatever it was that they were on. So, might be seeing something of the carry nature coming through from him. But as it stands, just going to get that Kai'Sa ban. The Rumble is still open as well, is the Rel. So, some power picks potentially being slapped down here. It's going to be Rel. Now, my asterisk on this Rel pick, I do think Rel's great, and I think it's a strong first pick. But firstly, I don't think it's a great flex because I think it's a waste of cast talent to put him on Rel. And secondly, it means the Rumble's probably going to be open. Obviously, Rumble's just been picked, but for me, this Rumble, I think Uko is really going to struggle against this Rumble. From what I've seen of Uko, he has struggled in general as a top laner here in the NLC, and Rumble is not an easy champion to play into, especially when you consider the fact that the easier, kind of more passive top laners, the tankier top laners, Rumble destroys those. He is the tank killer. So I'm a little bit scared here from this draft perspective to see how it unfolds here for Uko.
Yeah. I think Nativz have a few options, but I definitely would try to secure jungle. You don't really want to let jungle fall down to a second pick phase because the role is just incredibly overtuned, and there's a very clear tiers of junglers. I'd imagine you pick Maokai here, or at least that's what I'd gun for here to secure a good jungler plus the Maokai Jace combination. Does look like, though, that is a Rel support, so they've showed their hand here. Now, Nativz have a choice of countering Rel with something like an Alistar, or what you do is you take Maokai and let support fall to the wayside. So we'll have to see what choice they make. Does look like they're gonna counterpick with that Nautilus, which actually in itself is a flex. It's a flex to the jungle, which is being utilized, I believe, in the LPL right now.
Okay, keeping the options open then on that front. Moving into that second ban phase, though. I expect to see quite a lot of AD carry focus actually come down. We've already had the Kai'Sa and the Tristana banned away. I feel like Nativz could look to try and either play around that avenue, or, well, actually, is there bad Rumble matchups top at the moment that you feel like are actually more bannable?
Olaf, but I think you just go down the rabbit hole of pinching Cast. I really like what they're doing here, because Cast on his OPGG, if you take a look, he plays Kindred, Belveth, and I believe Lilia. And that's kind of it. So maybe you continue that. Otherwise, yeah, you potentially ban Olaf out, but I just don't think that Urko plays the counters or will play them out well enough. So yeah, I much prefer this route of banning out Cast.
So my question is then, if you've seen the Sejuani, Victor, and Rel, why are you still banning junglers? Like, does this mean maybe they don't expect the Sejuani to be in the jungle? Because it can't be mid, because you've got Victor, right? So it means maybe it's Uko's Sejuani in the top side, and maybe this is PlayStation's Rel. Like maybe it's trying to be like 5D chess here for Uniq. If that is the plan, then Nativz have seen right through that, obviously, by still continuing to ban cast junglers.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's also a world where they just want to secure the fact that Sejuani is going in the jungle and not getting flexed elsewhere. Because they don't want to leave that option open and kind of just forcing Cast now to have to play that. They're quite happy to pick that Aphelios up with the Nautilus there. Now looking over to Uniq, they are locking in their AD carry at the moment, just thinking out a few different options, seeing what they're going to lock in. They do decide to commit to the Draven here. If that is a Draven Rel bot lane, that is a pretty scary bot lane, to be fair. That's capable of a lot of damage, can have a lot of shove. We'll have to see if that is going to be the case, though, whether or not... well, I guess, yeah, unless they are sending Sage top genuinely in Rel jungle. I don't know. This is so awkward. This draft is so bizarre to me because of the jungle bans.
There it is.
That's a Jarvan.
Sedge top.
Nativz saw through it. They saw through it. Like, you saw...
No.
Yeah. You saw the Rel and the Sejuani be picked down first rotation, and Uniq was like, obviously one of these is going to be a jungler. I was like that too. And Nativz was like, nah, we know your game cast. It's not going to be a jungler. It's going to be banding away those picks from the Bel'Veth, from the Lilia, and the Kindred. Now, if this Poppy gets slapped down, this could be bad news bears here for Uniq, and it is going to be picked. Now, Poppy is one of Lee Sin's hardest counters just ever. Really gross. Like the matchup of like the archetype of what Lee Sin is versus like the tankier Poppy is difficult to play into anyway. But that steadfast presence, man, is so gross. You can't set up any of your plays or do any of your damage either, since Lee Sin's one of the few champions where your damage is linked to a dash as well. So not bueno here at all. Very unbueno.
It's even worse as well because it's not just the Lee Sin who gets denied by the steadfast presence. It's the Arctic Assault from the Sejuani.
Yeah.
She wants
and
to
the Rel
and the Rel jump forward as well. There's like so many things that actually get denied just by one single button on that little Poppy. I really think that's a really, really solid final pick here for the side of Nativz, and they felt very comfortable to pick that one up. I'm curious what your thoughts are on the draft, actually, because if the Poppy wasn't here, I'd really actually quite like what Uniq have. I think they have some really cool tools. I think they're obviously very loaded in hoping Rusty Sniper and Unicorn can take over the game, but I don't dislike their draft. I just think with the Poppy and now obviously that Rumble as well to kind of control the area of the fights, I'm curious, Aragon, do you think that Nativz actually got a really good draft here, or do you think Uniq have actually got some good tools themselves?
Yeah, so I think they have tools to at least play early game. They have tools to potentially send one gank topside with the Lee Sin Sejuani combo, where Lee Sin gets a bunch of attack speed and he can proc that passive really quickly. This used to be a mid jungle duo, right? Back when Lee Sin mid was a thing. So they have that going for them. So maybe Uka could get some attention there, but they also have the potential to potentially, trade heavily down bot side, force some summoners and HP trades, and create some gank opportunities with that Lee Sin down bot side. Of course, it's really hard because when you factor in the 3v3, things could get a bit weird. But that's what I'd like to see with that Draven down bot side.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm worried about top. I think that Uniq as a whole is, with bringing in Cast and PlayStation, I think they're actually kind of a good team here in the NLC. Their record wouldn't suggest it since they're dead last, but I think they're pretty good. But I mean, it feels bad to just kind of hop to signal just one person out, but I think Uko's just not looked good. I just don't think he's looked comfortable. And Uniq, since making their roster changes, they played versus Ruddy and Verdant, and they beat Ruddy and should have beat Verdant. Were winning versus Verdant, but weren't able to pull out the win. And that's the third place team, and like two of our top 3 teams, right? And they almost beat them. This is the last team in the league, so I think Uniq have a lot of potential, and we'll see. I just think this top lane matchup's so difficult, man. Like, Rumble's such a pain in the backside to deal with. It's such a strong pick on the patch, and very good into tanks as well. So for me, this really does lean on its top side, and also obviously what Cast can do on Lee Sin against Poppy.
Well, Uniq actually going for the cheese play here.
Yeah, look for a late invade. You can see Shikari's actually hovering down to potentially stop this.
I think they saw
he's
PlayStation, but Stefan's low! First blood onto Rusty Sniper. An instant answer out, though, as Vladdy gets one for himself. That was a very, very optimistic play.
Yeah, I'm actually not the biggest fan of it, because if you take a look at the flashes pop, that's flash for Draven now, and the Lee Sin, huge playmaking tools in the early game. Whereas you take a look at the flashes pop by Nativz, those are Hex Flash users. They've unlocked the best flash. So you haven't really created that much advantage. You've traded 1-for-1. Yes, you get first blood. Still, it's pretty rough. Like, good heads up play by Shikari, by the way. Like, actually being there for that potential invade meant it was a 5v4 and actually playable. So well done to him.
The thing that I'm just mind blown right now is that Nativz saw through the draft of Sejuani and Rel both not being junglers.
Yeah.
And then they saw through that play. Like, they knew that play was happening. Like, that... I just think that's so
They've
far
unlocked their third eye.
Honestly, innit? Like, they've just...
They're like Doctor Strange, but with good CGI.
I'm not gonna comment on anything because I don't watch any of those. I don't watch comic books.
I feel
films.
you. I feel your hip brain.
DC
It's bad
is not
CGI,
my...
bro.
my thing. So
What is your thing, Foxy? What are you into?
napping.
Napping.
Relate. Took one today.
Yeah, that's why I was almost missed call time. I was. I shouldn't admit that. I was very busy doing
take the bot.
important
Take the bot.
things. Yeah.
There's so much going on down bot side. Sorry, I got a bit hyped there because there's counter jungling going on, and Stefan was very chunked, and there's no flashes, right? So sorry to cut you off on your napping adventure.
No, that's fine.
Foxy.
It's not that
Oh
interesting.
no,
I promise.
Vladdy! This is just a simple ward hop
He's
kick.
got flash though.
No, it's
No
not
ward
a
hop.
ward hop kick. Oh! Jump scare!
You just walk up and auto.
He can't!
No.
He can't!
No! Oh my goodness. He drew
Wait.
minion aggro from attacking cast and died.
Oh,
What is
a comedy of errors right there.
Cast is so
Honestly.
tilted, bro. Cast is so tilted.
Honestly. Like, you said ward hop kick, he's level 2, right? He doesn't have
Yeah, he started
W
E,
yet.
yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately for him, yeah, I mean, there are a few champions that can do level 2 plays, and like Jarvan obviously being a pretty obvious example, but there are some champions that really want all of their abilities, and Lee Sin is one of them. And yeah, with no flash as well, you can't even like flash E to secure the slow and get into melee range. Like, that was just going to be a tough one, and still not too bad, to be honest. Like, Unicorn gets a kill, they get Vladdy under the tower. I think it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
PlayStation is just sitting in a bush, not really going to be able to achieve too much here. As DC,
scary.
that's a serrated buy onto Rusty Sniper, so he is very strong. As PlayStation's losing a large chunk of his health bar.
Yeah. And it's two serrated Dirks, right? It's on to mid lane as well. With that fumble on the dive, like, Vladdy is also accelerated. And honestly, Vladdy's been playing extremely well recently. Carrying, I believe last week he was on Azir, and I was really, really impressed. He was under constant pressure. Teams just seem to like to focus him. Maybe he's on these picks that, where he can get focused very easily, but he always often outplays. And again, he's doing the exact same thing. He's 2-1 with that early serrated Dirk, and I expect to see him take over the lane a little bit. Something that I didn't highlight before, because there was so much action going on, was top side. Uko actually got forced to recall, and you could tell by buying a tier, right? He bought a tier. He got first to recall in the first 3 waves. So he was down 10 CS to like 23, and when Shikari receives this wave again, Shikari's going to have a lead. So not going quite as bad as I expected. Some interaction I figured, which might be realistically possible, is that how Flame Spitter, it goes in the direction you're facing. I think Sejuani turns your champion around, right? So
when you slam into
when you
someone?
queue into it. Yeah, I think that might be the idea. Maybe Uko is 5-head. I was trying to justify this pick in any way possible outside of getting jungle attention. But yeah, not actually going too bad right now.
Nope, not at all. But for now, it is constantly, these teams are constantly looking for something, for some opening, for some opportunity to make some level of action happen. As you can see that the support PlayStation did roam up towards the mid lane. Stefan smelt that happening though and did step away. As Nativz, they're starting the dragon. They've got Stefan in the area. They're feeling comfortable to contest it. As Cast is on a recall, so he can't really do too much with this at all. So dragon number 1 will go up to Nativz for free.
This is gonna be. I feel like when you've got like Draven, like Lee Sin and things like that, you're looking to maybe do a little bit more early, but this mid pro, like constant mid pressure from Vladdy is just very difficult to argue against, It's a nice little dragon pick up here from Nativz, but Uniq don't really have the play to do anything right now, and I think it might just have to be once Cast reaches level 6. Maybe that's what Uniq are waiting for, and until that point, it might just be a very, very slow lane phase. Obviously, you want to ideally get down to the bot side with Rusty Sniper and try and cash in those stacks. We'll see what Lee Sin can do and what the rest of Uniq can do to try and make that happen.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't die randomly and lose all the stacks, I think it's going to be all good. He can catch them in later with that empowered ultimate. That's typically what we see these days. But yeah, mid lane pro, like you highlighted, Foxy, is just it's Dirk to Mana Crystal, right? Like what can Unicorn realistically do? It's kind of brutal. On top of that, Cast is trying to farm for his life to catch up because of those 2 deaths. So all in all, kind of slow early, actually, despite those shenanigans in level 1. Not too much is happening. Rift Herald is spawning very soon, in less than a minute's time. You can see supports both making their way up top side, with both AD carries just like content farming. We'll probably see a bit more action from Uniq, because Draven can throw the ultimate towards Chain CC being landed at the Rift Herald fight. But still, you see PlayStation, what he's doing. And I want to highlight PlayStation. He's been so incredibly good at finding engages. And right now what he's doing is he's trying to soak XP for level 6 to maybe make this fight at Rift Herald work.
Well, as we are kind of in a bit where we had a lot of action at the beginning of the game, and then it's kind of somewhat alleviated. Unicorn is finding actually onto Stefan here. Stefan throws down that steadfast presence. They do find themselves a quick catch on to PlayStation, but great little W there from Unicorn. We'll make sure that there's not going to be any further action, as these teams are constantly posturing. They're always looking for it. Cast was just waiting over the wall in case another engage happened, and this Herald really is going to get fought tooth and nail for.
Yeah. Both supports frantically waiting for that level 6 as the engage comes through.
All the whirl and death does come down, but Stefan, with a great steadfast presence, stopped any follow-up shenanigans. But with Nativz now really heavily chunked out, it does feel like Uniq should be able to get their hands onto this Rift Herald for free. They've even rotated Rusty Sniper into the area. He's going to head back down towards that bot side, and I don't think Nativz can contest.
Uko did just take a bit of a bad trade in the top lane, however. He looks like he might be dead.
Ooh,
he's... Yeah, I think this might be it, honestly.
PlayStation? Okay, don't worry, Herald's over.
Yeah, I just... You lost all control on the top side. Uko was... He was even lower than that when he... when I first started that sentence. Like, he just got mega chunked out by Shikari, and after that happened... You just can't really go for it. And so Nativz now going to pick up another objective. They've got the first dragon. They're going to take Herald as well here. See what they decide to put that and slap that one down. Vladdy, though, is really starting to get pretty big here. He died in that first spot on the invade, but aside from that, he's just got that 3 kills. He's massive. And are we getting a contest?
It's going to be picked up. Stefan's able to get it, but they're going to keep the pressure up. There goes the red carpet. Cast gets a great kick back onto Shikari. Shikari's finished up, and it's a Herald for 2 kills. Unicorn grabbing himself one, while Uko grabs the other. Lovely stuff there by Uniq to find a way back in and an answer.
Yeah, and honestly, as much as we've been like discrediting Uko's play, you know, or saying he's not doing so well, that was exactly what the team needed. Finding that fight on the tail end of that Rift Herald play, managing to find the engage, and then that flash kick from the side of Cast, another player we highlighted, managing to find the double kill, right? And in the end, it's actually not a bad play. Now TP is having to be forced by Shikari to catch that wave, and he's not going to be able to TP to the next potential dragon, you know, the second dragon fight, whereas, you know, Uko could potentially walk down now. So really, really good stuff. Heads up play by an engage from Uniq.
All in all, that is definitely good for Uniq, I would say, at the end of it. Even though, you know, the Herald does go down for Nativz, getting 2 kills there is definitely fine. I think with this Sejuani pick, like, I know I was picking on Uko a little bit before the game, and then he did take that bad trade, which opened up the Herald to begin with there. Outside of that, I thought he was going to, you know, I thought this game was going to really suck in the top side. He's done perfectly fine. Stabilizing inside this lane and just, you know, going pretty equal against a Rumble, which is not an easy matchup. And outside of that, once you leave the lane phase, this Sejuani I think has a crap ton of value in team fights. Like, all of the carries on Nativz sides are low mobility. Like Jace, Philios, Rumble. You hit any of these guys with some CC and the rest of your team follows up, they're just dead. Just 100% donezo. So Sejuani can be really scary as these fights go on, and the fact that Uko's gotten through the lane phase pretty much unscathed is a definite plus for Uniq.
Yeah, take a look at Uko. He's actually managed to shift downwards from topside, so it looks like he's prepared to give up some plates to make sure this dragon is secured, right? Like you see, Shikari's actually going to push in that wave. They're pinging the tower. Maybe Uko is just going to be content securing this river control because him being there threatens the engage. And now the dragon goes over to the side of Uniq.
Cast's going to get it. Picks that up with a smite. PlayStation's actually thinking about it. Magnus Norn comes in. Gets the steadfast presence landing on to 1. Cast is low HP. The Graviton pins 2 down. Vladdy takes to the sky and secures the kill. A Unicorn answers out with a shutdown. But that is 3 over to the side of Nativz.
What about the stacks? That's the question. Draven lost all of his stacks. Don't think he was. No, he didn't cash in. He got that first kill at the beginning of the game, so that's even more than just a simple death right there. He's going to lose a lot of gold in that one. Not bueno at all. Uko moved down to be in the area for the dragon play to try and fight with his team for dragon and secure it. But he left. He went back topside because he's like, oh yeah, cool, we're chilling, we got this, it's free. It wasn't free. Nativz were still going to contest. Look at Vladdy, man. He's massive. He's huge. He's got that dust blade already. Almost finishes man immune too. It's looking scary.
Yeah, and first blood tower going over to the side of Nativz. All the entire time, that entire early laning phase, Denvoxny was actually coming out ahead in trades against Rusty Sniper and Isolation when there was a bunch of Rift Herald fights. He was taking plates solo, and in the end, that brought it down to 2 plates as a dive comes through.
Oh, missing out on the hook. Uko's able to jump away. Cast actually loads the kicks down, and now he's in danger. Vladdy in the area, en route, securing himself the kill. As he even got the Q onto Uko at the same time. That was so stylish.
That was a good read by Nativz right there, though. They just have the book on Uniq. Everything that Uniq is trying to do, they just read it perfectly. A great flash from Shikari. The rest of the team was there to answer as well when casts play.
Oh no! Denvoxny! Just assassinates him! Unicorn should be able to find a turnaround as Denvoxny misses out on the Q. Has no way of surviving that one. And he is zapped by Unicorn, who is the glimmering hope for his team. 4-0 on that Victor.
Yeah, he's just running around putting out fires, isn't he? Everywhere he goes, he manages to find something with that ultimate. He's doing a lot of work right now with that completed the Andres, but when he has to go somewhere, Jace Vladdy just punishes and takes place in the mid lane, right? So it's not all great news for Uniq. Yes, you're getting kills on Unicorn.
Oh no.
Can he carry at this point? Oh, PlayStation.
Youches.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of Jace, haven't we? Usually as champion, I'd consider pretty damn difficult, but most of the Jaces do really well. I guess we have a lot of good Jaces in this league.
He's pretty powerful as a pick overall right now, isn't he? Almost 7,000 gold as well in this game specifically. I guess Unicorn is kind of close to that actually, which is very good. As you mentioned, Jake, 4 kills for him. But I think it's a really important point Aragon mentioned. He's just putting out fires and it's not really conducive to success. Like, he's not initiating and starting and driving plays and really exerting his strength onto Nativz. He's just kind of mopping things up and stuff, and it's at this moment not really done too much.
He needs to do on starting fires, and it looks like PlayStation looking to jump in here, popped back midair. Oh, it's so sad.
At all. This is bad. This is bad for Uniq. This is not bueno.
They lost the tower as well. Oh.
Yeah, it's not bueno. The mid's getting pushed, bot's getting pushed. They used it's.
By the way, bot had a herald charge on it, so that's actually may go down here because it's already chunked from the herald. They're looking for Denvoxny, but he just walks away because they can't catch him. That tower bot lane did survive. Shikari wasn't able to shove the wave in time, but that tower is very susceptible to falling, and that's a big injection of cash into the pocket of Shikari if he can get his hands on it. And he's the last one who kind of needs to start getting some gold for his team because you got a 6-2 Jace, you got a 2-1 AD carry on the Aphelios. Like, get a tower gold into Shikari, and he's a mythic. And PlayStation is about to get toasted. Shikari, there's the gold he wanted. They're going to look for the kill onto Cast as well as Denvoxny with the Infernum able to get it. Stefan finds the knock up onto Unicorn, who's able to dash away, puts down the slow. Twist, miss the grump, but in comes the shutdown from Vladdy with the Q. And it looks like we might be on track for a pretty quick game at this rate.
Agamemnon's date is still open for Jake. Potentially.
I don't know.
Nah, Nativz are very much in control of this game. It's a great team fight there. Big shutdown against Unicorn as well. Everything that Uniq try and do, it's just being read by Nativz. They have the answer for everything, and it sucks. It sucks for Uniq. They haven't been able to find too much. They did get Shikari in that last fight, but it's pittance. It's nothing compared to what Nativz have been doing to them.
I also just want to quickly draw attention to the 3 games we had prior to this. It felt like they were all relatively close. Ruddy was the least close of our games, but there were still moments where I feel like Fourth Wall had some level of a contest. This feels like a very, very, just a very controlled game by Nativz. Yes, they've given up a few kills, but I think in the grand scheme of things, they've made the right call every time. They've had the right read on Uniq. And you would expect that from the top team versus the bottom team, but this is more just proving a point that Nativz are a team who seem to read and take serious every game to make sure they play as clean as possible. And Nativz definitely, putting their name forward as the top team in the league. They are still currently tied with Verdant, and tomorrow will decide a lot for them. Keep in mind as well, for the side of Nativz, they actually have a harder run of schedule for the last week of the NLC, because they are playing Ruddy at the end of tomorrow.
Cast?
The old cast. Good kick. Lovely little pick actually there onto Vladdy. Vladdy, he's just hosted. Actually, he's found it. He gets the flash over the wall. Cast is going to get the chase up. Vladdy! Oh my word!
It's just absolutely brutal, isn't it? You'd think he would just get one shot, but then you realize there's a support rel, right, and a 0-6 Lee Sin, and a very accelerated Jace, and they just end up doing no damage, right? They get beaten by their wallet. Unfortunately, Vladdy just comes out on top.
That was a fat stat slap from the dollar bills of Vladdy. Not messing about with that one, unfortunately, for Uniq. It's a good attempt to try and pull something out of this, but unfortunately, just not going to happen. And to be honest, even if it worked, is that gold injection onto Cast or PlayStation really gonna mean anything?
You take anything at this point, don't you?
Well, absolutely.
You absolutely.
You shouldn't just not do it because of that. But I just don't think it. Yeah, it's dire. We're in a dire situation here for you.
Vladdy Gold is insane, by the way. Like, he's building towards his Sherelda's grudge. He's still he was a moment ago a fair distance away from actually stacking his mirror mana. That just shows like how much gold he's got. He's had that tier and he's not even finished stacking it, and he's already on the third item. Like, he's had so much gold. Herald's going to charge onto this tower. Nativz don't decide to escort it forwards, or do they? No, they don't. They're quite happy with just taking that mid lane tower and playing this game by the book. Oh no! Cast is a shattered individual. He is so
he's a
sad.
broken man.
0-6, can't even get his chickens.
Absolutely brutal stuff. As Uniq, it kind of feels desperate at this point. Going mid lane, maybe, hovering Rusty Sniper to be able to get this farm. Maybe he can eventually cash out. I think that's the dream scenario, right? Because at this point, we've got to just consider how can they bring this back. And you look at the shutdowns, you look at a dream kick scenario, Cast, he pulls off maybe a shackle flank, like in the future, and kicks the Jace into them and inserts a bunch of gold into Rusty Sniper. I think that's the dream, but Nativz have been so clean. I just don't think they're going to allow that to happen.
No, I don't think so at all, unfortunately. I think Nativz have just had this read so well. There's Dimboxy. Lands that Calibrum snipe there. Gets a whole bunch of damage off. Now, the good news is Nativz are all worth a shutdown. All but their jungle and their support. So, a good pick or a good fight, which I'm not going to say is going to happen because they are significantly down in gold. But if that does happen, if the perfect setup happens and Rusty Sniper or Uniq do find themselves those kills, that might be their opportunity. The Whirling Death comes down. PlayStation is dead. Uniq is gravitumed in place. He tries to finish up then Voxney, who's burning low. Shutdown gifted over. Rusty Sniper turning to find the opening in this fight, and somehow Uniq find that opportunity. They find those couple of picks, and there it is.
Yeah, and Uniq actually managing to find that engage despite having so much peel and disengage for Denvoxne on the side of Nativz, right? Managing to get the Rel past a Poppy and Nautilus is just mind-boggling. And even then, it looked like it wasn't going to be great. But somehow, again, it turns around, and Uniq, I think they're just going to pick up the Baron now, and who knows what they can do from there.
How do we get here, by the way? I'm lost.
So, you know
30 seconds ago, it was Gucci. Jake was getting his Wagamamas. We were going home early. It's fine. What on earth is going on? Like, crazy at one fight. It didn't even look like a good fight to start with, right? Maybe that's just me, but like, it didn't look like a great engage. But Nativz,
there's a real answer here,
the
right? There's a real answer in they just played that fight very well. There's the joke answer, and I think we all know that Aragon is to blame.
Damn it, Aragon.
Oh man. Yeah, but no, really. Nativz have so many tools to keep Denvoxne alive, to the point where Denvoxne really doesn't have any threats, right? You hold Naught Q for Rel, you hold Poppy W for Lee Sin as well. And there's no way that Aphelios isn't allowed to hit. But they managed to weave a rel behind, like, through 5 people. And I have no idea how PlayStation managed to do it, but he did. And that's what they need to keep up on doing. Now maybe they could turn this into the Dragon and top tower. And maybe Cass can look for a flank. Because I think that's definitely what they need to do with this first move into the river.
I do still worry. That was a lovely little fight. And it has actually pulled the gold to just 1,000. As Rusty Sniper just... adrenaline rushes out of the fog of war towards 5 of Nativz. This PlayStation comes in, pulling them in with the Magnet Storm. There's the red carpet laid down. Rusty Sniper's untouched. Vladdy finds Uniq though. That might just be their opening. Rusty Sniper's still getting the damage down. And that is a very close fight.
It's 1 for 2 at the end of it. Uniq really, really low health bars, but just enough to be able to continue on forward. Take this second drag, potentially take this second dragon. I don't think Nativz is going to contest it instead. And another great engage here from Uniq. You said it, Aragon, at the beginning. PlayStation's been very good at finding engages, and he's doing it again here. Obviously, Rel's one of the better champions at doing it, but still huge props to him for turning this one around. I think a 1 for 2 is absolutely fine when you are able to take a dragon off the back of it as well. And Uniq might just be clawing their ways back into this game.
Yeah, Rusty Sniper is really accelerated now. Has that 300 gold bounty and 3 items, right? So really, really, really surprising stuff. Like, even still, that engage wasn't perfect, right? You could see the power of holding that steadfast presence for PlayStation's engage, and this time they couldn't get that perfect engage like they did before. And even still, it wasn't too bad. So Twist getting one-shot by Rusty Sniper, everyone getting, like, dropped really low from the side of Voxnate. Honestly, a little heart-wrenching for Uniq. It was very, very close to being a brilliant fight. Still, though, the Dragon's next. How do teams accelerate to that point? It looks like they're going to be using the Baron to siege and take that mid lane tower. I imagine this is going to be the last thing they do. And they're going to hover everyone over to the side. Look at PlayStation on that flank, right? He's not on vision. I imagine he skirted all that vision, so we could see something juicy here.
He's looking for it. Here he comes in on the flank. Magnet Storm comes down. Steadfast presence is there. They find the lockdown onto Demboxy. He's able to shift away. Cast gets the kick, but it's in the wrong position. And they trade out 2 for 1. Knockups landing. Rusty Sniper's still healthy. Uniq same for him as well. Tower goes down. Uniq, they're probably okay with that one, to be honest. They get that tower, and they do get some injection of gold.
They get a tower, but these guys just never stop, do they? Like, honestly, they're just continuously always looking for the engages, always looking for the fight. That time it is 2 members going down. To be honest, like, Cast and PlayStation were the duo that came in here 2 weeks ago when Uniq were looking to mix things up, and these guys are the catalyst, like perma aggression for Uniq. And I do like it. I like it when a team doesn't just roll over and die and commits to trying to find some plays, because they know if we stick with the status quo, the pace of the game, we are going to lose. And they're like, no, we don't want to do that. We want to try and make something happen. Let's try and spark something, get it going. I just think they're maybe trying a little bit too much, a little bit too hard. And it's not quite working out for them. But they, you know, credit to them, they have drawn back a lot of this gold lead, and these fights are, they're doing something, and it's kind of working.
Imagine having a 0-8 lease in, and this game still looks super winnable.
Right, that's 50% of my solo queue games. The first part, not so much the second part.
Oh, hello.
Flay?
They might be in trouble. Flay gets delivered in. Stefan actually bops back the wrong person. In comes Rusty Sniper. Instant red carpet goes down. Then Voxney finds a huge opening with the Moonlight Vigil. Rusty's cooked. In comes Stefan though. The laser beam's huge. Uniq finds a double kill. And there's a brief respite. There's a slight turnaround. The gravity field buys the safety of his team. Uniq can't keep getting away with this, man.
But they are.
Oh,
it's
no!
ridiculous.
I don't know who I'm knowing here. This is so tight. Oh my god.
Everything misses. Everything whiffs. Cast Q misses. Otherwise, I imagine he's
no,
taking
everything's
it, 'cause that's what
dodged.
he's done. With every Q he's taken, I imagine he would take that one too. But what a weird start to a fight. Takes the empowered blast cone and lands and says hello to Vladdy and Stefan, right? And then the entire fight is just in shambles after that. Rusty Sniper and Cass both drop to 1 HP as the Triumph proc comes in, saving Rusty Sniper.
Yeah.
Holy moly, that could have been worse.
That's, honestly, Cass and Rusty, like you say, blinking health bars. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
That start I just thought was not good for Uniq whatsoever. And I to answer your question, Jake, I have no bloody idea how they keep getting away with it. What is going on? This is such a ridiculous game. I feel like this is brilliant though, right? The first game of the day was absolutely intense, ridiculous, great action with one of our top teams in Verdant. The last game of the day, same thing. Loads of actions, intense, another one of our top teams. It's super interesting to see how this one goes out. And again, the fog of war thing, which is a point that we've been bringing up a lot in all of our games, it's been a continuous theme. You do not want to face check into the team of Uniq or into Nativz. The engage here from these, you know, Nautilus, from Rel, from Sejuani, easily could just bring you down. And that vision control is going to be very, very important to decide the pace of this game.
That's a big wave crashing top. Unicorn was able to take that tower, get that injection of cash. He's 3 items. He's got his Death Cap, his Leandries, his Zhonya's Hourglass. Like, he is doing some really serious damage at this point. Very, very scary to be going near. As Uniq maybe setting up for the play. Look at PlayStation. This is always the angle he takes. Sits off to the side, waits for the perfect opportunity to get that Magnet Storm. Decides it's not worth taking. I think they want to get some shopping done before they maybe take the next fight. Although the Dragon is up. Are Uniq just going to try and trade? Yeah. They're going to build Baron. They're just getting control of the area.
Both teams are absolutely terrified to try and move into a Riverside because then the other team will go straight to the Baron. Right, so it's a complete Mexican standoff. Both teams just want to stay in mid to be the first onto the objective.
There it is!
Comes down.
They catch onto Twist. Twist caught out for the moment. The Moonlight Vigil's used. The Whirling Death is coming forward. Twist is low. Twist is fine. Cast jumps onto Denvoxy. He's got the assassination. Denvoxy's low. Rusty Sniper's still in the game. Unicorn, Whirly Alley able to find himself the kill. Absolute carnage this game. Somehow Denvoxy with both summoner spells limping to safety, and that Dragon number 3 for Uniq.
It's just so obscure. I don't get it. Stefan instantly knocks Unicorn away, who is the guy for Uniq. He is the guy, and it's still an equal fight, and we're going to get another one.
Oh, good interrupt. Stefan is down. Unicorn finds himself the kill. They're looking for Denvoxy now. He's getting absolutely obliterated by the laser beam, and somehow Uniq have just undone everything we said at the beginning of the game. This is not looking one-sided at all.
I mean, it kind of is, but not in the way that we thought it was going to be 10 minutes ago. 1,000 gold ahead now for Uniq. These guys just do not roll over and die. It is really nice to see, and now they're turning... Yeah, there's no breaks, and this team is there. They're just going to keep on going, and Baron's the next target.
Yeah, Rusty Sniper with a beautiful bit of micro on the E interrupt onto the Poppy Stun against the wall. Turns it around completely. You saw how they managed to turn around that fight, despite being 3-4 actually, and without Smite, getting that Dragon because of the health bars. Crucially, Denvoxy was extremely low, so he couldn't face check. And it was just on Stefan, and again, he got interrupted. So, 3rd Dragon for Uniq. It's going to be 4th Dragon next. Let's see if they get Soul, and I'm excited to see it. We might be in for an upset.
I mean... This is a major upset. I think this is something we've kind of almost ignored.
It already is, yeah.
Is if Nativz lose this, and then even if they win versus Ruddy tomorrow, as long as Verdant beat... Who are Verdant playing? Verdant are playing 4th Wall. If Verdant win versus 4th Wall and Uniq have won here, Nativz go 2nd. Regardless of the outcome from tomorrow.
I think if Nativz lose this game, they're guaranteed 2nd because they don't have the head-to-head versus Verdant, right? They're 0-2 against Verdant, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, so there's a condition where Nativz... Oh, no, you might be right. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah, that is rough.
There was a moment of maths there and I realised, yeah, oh God, this doesn't add up for them.
This is, you know, a bit... Odd to say, a must-win game that they might not win. The first-place team versus the bottom team. Another engage.
No way, he's going in. No, he held it this time, waiting for the opportunity. Ooh. Moonlight Vigil does land onto 2. Shield comes in, but that's 2 towers down. Uniq using the Baron well.
How antsy is Nativz now that Denvoxy commits the ultimate to that play? They're actually, they're cacking themselves. They're terrified of Uniq right here because they know they're just constantly engaging, constantly fighting. The composure is completely gone from Nativz right here in a game that they were absolutely in control of. It's shocking to see, really, but
it's PlayStation, isn't it though? Like he's playing he's playing the biggest kind of like mind games with them because up until that moment, oh, we have a pause. Up until that moment. Every time the PlayStation Hex flashed forwards, he immediately jumped forwards, and the Steadfast Presence comes out, the immediate Moonlight Vigil was an answer. That time he just Hex flashed forwards, didn't do anything. Steadfast Presence comes out, Moonlight Vigil comes out, expecting that instant jump in from the rail. It's the mind games that are starting to pay off for Rusty Sniper, and now that one went down, they'll be a little bit hesitant to do the same thing again. And that time, maybe he will go forward. It's the real mind games, and Nativz are probably a little bit sweaty right now.
I would be sweating. I would be sweating buckets if I was Nativz. Like, the pressure of this game as well. Like, this game does mean something. We touched on it. Yeah. Like, if Nativz lose this game, because they don't have the head-to-head against Verdun, who are the other team fighting for first place, they can't get it. Right? If they don't win this game, they're locked into second. Yeah, and imagine that. Imagine it being like the last week of regular season. You've beaten pretty much everyone. You've beaten every single team in the league except one team that you've lost to twice. Everyone else, you've just rolled over them. All Gucci, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And then you get to the last week of games, and you mess it up so that you can't guarantee that you come against the bottom team. Exactly. It's honestly scenes right now here in the NLC.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit disingenuous to say bottom team, because yes, it's standing, but last week, I started the stream off by saying, Uniq actually didn't look bad last week, right? They got Seoul versus Verdun, right? And they very much could have won that if it wasn't for some crazy backdoor from Nile. So I think that this Uniq, I said a lot of words, like revitalized, with these new substitutes. And I strongly still believe that. We're seeing it. Right, look at PlayStation. No matter how far behind he is, he's trying, and he's finding these engages, and it's just really impressive to see.
I love it, by the way. You look at the scoreboards, sorry, Jay, but you look at the scoreboards. PlayStation and Cast, the new guys here, who are the aggressive catalysts of this game.
0-17.
To be honest, yeah, exactly. Like, what the hell? Like, 0-17, 20.
Hey, you're ignoring the 20 assists.
It's ridiculous that these are the guys. Like, it just goes to show like how much the. I mean, I hate the word intangibles. But do you know what I mean? Like, just that, like, shot calling and just the willingness to just go absolutely ham here has just been so important. And it is not to kind of kick someone when they're down, but we saw the Veneer games specifically when they started to fall behind, they kind of just rolled over and died. It is the absolute opposite of what we're seeing here today, and big credit to Uniq for pulling this one back. And it is the sign of a good team.
It really is. We're back into the action, back into the game. Big Wave starting to push up. Stefan eats the laser beam. There's the red carpet immediately out. That's a massive chunk, but they committed Rumble R for that. Yeah, he's level 16, so the cooldown isn't that big, but that was a relatively large committal. Baron is about to time out, actually, so they are not going to be able to get another wave under. So in the end, a worthwhile play from the side of Nativz to commit the Rumble R to make sure that tower does remain standing.
Yeah, well, no, dude, it's halfway to being up again already.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's
this is nerfed
waves.
cooldown, by the way, right? Like, I remember I'm fairly certain, or maybe it's next
cooldown.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, Rumble Jungle is kind of like my fun pick to play, and one of the reasons is because it's like you gank with ult, and then when you go to gank again, you have ult up again, and it's like there's no counterplay. It's hideously gross, especially once you're level 16, and with no Baron buff. The minions will not survive that red carpet at all. So it's all about Dragon now, though. 30 seconds until the 4th Dragon for Uniq, potentially. It is that sole point. It is only Chemtech, which I know is not particularly valuable, but I can't imagine Nativz want to give this one through. Really curious to see how this team fight develops.
Yeah, mid lane being contested, you can imagine at any point someone's going to pull the trigger. You see the ulti coming out. Super close. Cast here, though. He can get into a really nice position for a flank if he wants to, although he might just continue doing what he has been, sitting on the carries and buying space with the kicks to disengage. It is on Nativz now to find something before the dragon gets bursted down.
Well, they're going to come in, they're going to send wands packing, but that is going to be the dragon secured. Twist gets the knock-up, Unicorn staying away. Rusty Sniper has found himself in danger. There's one kill. Rusty Sniper with the collector gets a triple kill. Nativz! It's gone so wrong so quickly.
I think their Moxley is done so as well, right? He's got his flash, though. He's got his flash. He should be able to survive this one. Uko won't be able to bring him down himself.
Uko's dead.
But then no way!
Voxday's he's dancing on him, right? Like, what was that? He's so clean. Managing to turn around the situation, but still, that is soul for the side of Uniq.
Dude,
right? That's soul, and now probably Baron.
If the spectators can hear me, can we look at Demvoxday's corpse right now? Because he is absolutely, just purely, it is the summary of that play. Look at him. He's T-posing on him, bro. You see that? He flashed in on them. He did the play, made it happen, and that's what he thinks about that. Oh, he's got his little grippers out. Oh, put those away, bro.
He's got his grippers out.
I did notice that before.
Oh. Oh man. Baron is spawning very soon in 10 seconds time. Both teams teleporting in to make sure they secure this river control. We saw how hard it was for the side of Nativz to get onto Rusty Sniper, and if no one touches Rusty Sniper, this 6-item Draven just mows down everyone, critting for 1,000s, right? On top of that, Uniq Corn, the silent hero of this game. We said he was putting out fires, but now he's just straight up carrying. Every single team fight is probably doing mad damage.
He is,
right? And I imagine it's going to be the exact same thing at Baron.
Well, they did try and focus him last game, but in that last fight, but he was able to use his flash to get away. The big thing is he won't have flash, or there won't be a heal or flash on Rusty Sniper either going into this next fight. The major thing, though, to keep in mind is they've both got, well, one stopwatch, and that's Zonya's on Uniq Corn, and a GA on Rusty Sniper, who's level 18 and full build at this point.
What I'm not able to wrap my head around for these team fights is like, Nativ's team fight comp is very strong. And on Stefan's credit, he is knocking someone out every time, but they're still losing the 4v5. It's ridiculous. This Baron is very, very
Baron's
low.
gone.
I don't think Nativz can stop it.
They're going to put down the red carpet.
Ooh.
PlayStation's coming in on the flank. He's pulled 2 in. They're immediately going to try and open up onto the fight. Over the wall, Cast jumps. Vladdy, low HP. PlayStation still alive. Rusty Sniper able to get one with the Collector. Cast is still coming in on that flank, though. Demvoxday throws down the Moonlight Vigil. There's the kick. Demvoxday is down. Cast, he might have had the roughest game of his life, but that kick decided everything, as Uniq Corn will stop this game from going any further. Nativz will not be going first here at the NLC. They will be secured into second as Stefan falls down for an 8th time this game, down in for a double kill. 11 kills to Rusty Sniper, and that is the upset I've been wanting all day.
I do not believe. What did we just see? What did we